Hi everyone, I'm Brandy and I work with the Bruce County Public Library, and welcome to our Bruce County Public Library Online Builders Club. So nice to have you here. We post our weekly Online Builders Club challenge for kids and families every Thursday on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And these STEAM activities are designed to stimulate curiosity and provide opportunities for hands-on learning and safe social interaction online. So welcome. This week's challenge is to build an animal. And in this video, we'll look at a couple of animals that I have built with some different materials to get you started and hopefully inspire you to build an animal of your own. So the first creation that I brought with me to share today is with some air dry modeling clay. And this is my little, I don't know, kind of a bear inspired animal. I made some different round shapes for the body and the head, flattened some for the ears. I've got little balls that I use to make the paws, and then, wow, tip that guy over. Just used some different color for the tummy and the ears and the eyes and the nose. I don't know if you can see that little smile there. It's a little bit shiny here, but this is my little puffy air dry clay friend. So there's a kind of animal that you could build if you have those kind of materials like Play-Doh or other types of clay, plasticine. Just build a little friend. And you know, I don't think we would see this animal naturally in the wild. It's very yellow. I've never seen a yellow bear, a photo of a yellow bear. But the fun part of this activity could be coming up with your own ideas around the biology of these animals that you create. So where do they sleep? Where do they eat? What do they eat? How do they play? What kind of work do they do? Do they have to really search for food? Or maybe this little creature comes from a magical land where they eat rainbows and clouds, something like that. What's their behavior like? Where do they live? I think this little creature would maybe sleep in a fuzzy, cozy cave, and they would eat rainbows and clouds, and they would like cuddling and being cozy. So they wouldn't be a fighting kind of animal. That's my idea for this little creature that I've made. So yeah, we can create our own ideas about the biology and the behavior of these animals that we've created. Okay, my next creation is one I've used with building bricks. So this is my kind of fire-breathing dragon. I've got a big chunky body here. I've got some round flowery bricks for the legs with some flat pieces. I attached a tail, and these are some wings, which is pretty fun, right? And they kind of spin around. And we've got these bulging eyes and some fire coming out here, out of the mouth. So it's pretty cool. Where does this dragon live? I think this dragon lives on a very magical island, and it can fly, so it can leave the island anytime. I think it definitely eats fish, but maybe other kinds of plants as well. Lots of fruit, I think. Yellow fruit, maybe that's where it gets its color from. Its behavior, well, it uses fire to protect itself. Maybe it also uses fire to cook its food. Maybe it likes roasted fruit. That's pretty cool. And let's see, we talked about the flying. Where would it sleep? I think it would definitely make a treetop nest because it could fly in and out of it, and then it would be super safe when it's sleeping. You want to think about how you're going to protect yourself when you're vulnerable and sleeping, right? We can't keep one eye open when we're sleeping, but maybe this one does, this creature. Behavior. I think really it spends a lot of time looking for food because it's pretty big. Look at how big the body of this animal is. It's going to take a lot of energy to keep this animal, and it has to fly and move this body around. So it's going to spend a lot of its time looking for food and heating its food with its fire. So I think that's the sort of the biology of this animal and where it lives. So that's kind of fun, right? So in the Builders Club, you can build with anything that you have. Maybe you have favorite bricks that you love to build with, or clay. Maybe you just love to draw. That's another form of building. You can draw your animal creation, and maybe it's gonna be you're drawing a real, inspired by a real natural animal. You can totally do that. Builders Club is about just getting creative with whatever you have on hand and how you like to get creative and to build things. So my next creation is one that I made totally with materials I found here in our craft cupboard at the library. And it's all corrugated cardboard and also a toilet paper tube. And I made a couple of mistakes when I built this one. Does that happen to you, that you make mistakes? I totally make mistakes all the time. Sometimes when I correct them, it turns out more fabulous than I thought. Sometimes I have to totally start over. Mistakes happen, right? But for this creature, it kind of looks a bit like a lizard with really long legs. So it has these ears that stick out, and it has these spikes on the back, and then this pokey tail. And actually the only thing that I glued here was this tongue, and that was just to cover up that mistake that I had. Everything else I just cut holes with scissors and put the cardboard in. So it was a pretty easy craft. I didn't need a lot of materials. I found them in the craft cupboard in sort of our bin of recycled materials. So the mistake that I made was actually, when I was doing this, someone else said, hey, that looks like a lizard. That's really cool. Fun, okay, let's make this a reptile. And then I drew a tongue, because lizards and reptiles have long tongues, and then it looked like this big pokey like thing sticking out of its mouth. It looked terrible. I totally made a big mistake. Well, what did I do? I just used some glue and I curled up some red paper. Now I have a curly reptile tongue. So sometimes mistakes can be awesome because they make us think of another creative idea. So I built an animal with these recycled materials. Let's see, this is a reptile. It's a different reptile because it has such long legs. It's kind of dragonish, but I already have a dragon. So I'm gonna say it's just like a long-legged small reptile. It's got this tail that's really long. So maybe a lot of animals that have long tails climb in trees, and maybe this long tail helps it balance. Like squirrels and monkeys have long tails to help them balance when they're climbing and swinging on things. So maybe this one is a tree lizard with these extra long legs, helps them climb. Of course, they have the tongue so they can get insects and other plants and animals. That's what they eat. I think they probably sleep in a tree. These feet don't look pretty sticky, but to grab onto things. But I think they're pretty good grippers. They've got kind of like little claw-like things here. So that is my little reptile. What kind of behaviors would it have? I think it would spend, again, a lot of time looking for food because it would spend a lot of energy climbing up the tree. And probably because it's small, it would have to hide from other animals. And you know, it would really camouflage really well with the bark of a tree because it's so brown. That could really be one of its characteristics. And so we talked about what it would eat, where it would sleep. I think what it would spend a lot of time doing, like I said, looking for food. And I think this one's really playful. He's got a really nice smile. So I think that this reptile is born in a huge family. All these eggs hatched, all these brothers and sisters at the same time. And they love to play as well and climb and jump with on the trees and the tree limbs. They've got this long tail for balance. So yeah, there we go. So I challenge you to build your own animal, however you want to do that with whatever materials you like, and have some fun and share the pictures of it. I'm gonna share a couple of books with you that we have here to get your creative juices flowing. First of all, this book is called The Jumbo Book of Outdoor Art, and it's such nice weather these days. Spring is definitely here, and this can give you some really cool ideas of outside creations to have. So here, we've got someone that's made a bug-looking insect out of pieces of wood and leaves. There's so many fun things that you can do outside with natural materials that you find, and make kind of an art project right in your backyard or in a close park. So it's pretty fun. That's a cool book that I enjoy. And this one is called the Llamacorn Cookbook. So maybe you don't actually like building things that you can't eat. Maybe you only love to cook and bake. This book is super fun. There are so many decorating ideas for your next baking adventure. Really, really cute stuff and super yummy looking. So that is a fun book that we have in our catalog. And then I just love doing things with recycled materials and knowing that we can make a new thing out of something that we thought was maybe destined to go to the landfill or the recycling bin. And this book is called Fun and Easy Crafting with Recycling Materials. And there's so many awesome ideas in here. So just like my lizard made out of a toilet paper roll, you know, that's an amazing recycled craft builder challenge. So this gives you some other cool ideas if you like ideas from books. I really do. I get inspired by books. So those are some books that we have in the catalog for you to check out. So that's it for this week's Bruce County Public Library Online Builders Club. Thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait to see what you built this week. So take a picture of your creation and share it using our hashtag BCPL Online Builders Club, and then you can search that hashtag to see what everyone else has created too on Facebook. Some people might put on Instagram or Twitter, so that's pretty cool. And remember, you can always join us the first Thursday of each month for the Online Builders Club Live. So we come together online to build and share tips and tidbits. I share new books, stories, and we have a lot of fun. We laugh as well. And so we come together online to build, and you can email the Walker and Branch Library to receive that Microsoft Teams meeting invite to join us online for a live meeting on the first Thursday of the month at 4:30. Okay, and this is every month we do this. So hopefully we'll see you sometime soon in the future. If not, build on, and then you can share what you've built with us. So we'll see you next time. Bye.